morning.
My name is Leah Simon Weisberg. I'm the legal director for the Alliance of Californians for Community Engagement, Empowerment, also known as ACE here in Oakland. We just came out of the hearing. I think what's most relevant is that the court definitely engaged in the argument of whether the moms have a right to possession based on the need that has been created because of the huge housing crisis. And the court took it under submission, which is really significant. The court could have ruled from the bench, but instead has taken into consideration. So for us, that is creates a lot of hopefulness in terms of his future decision. So we're going to go ahead and have different speakers. We're going to start first with the moms.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dominique Walker. I'm one of the co-founders of Moms4Housing, and I would just like to thank everyone for showing up today in support for what's happening here in Oakland. We are glad that the judge did consider our case, and we consider that a win for right now. And we have some more to say, but we're going to head over to Mom's house, our house, and then we're going to speak from there. But thank you so much for your support and for coming out and being here.
Good morning. My name is Peter Dreyer. I'm the chair of the Urban and Environmental Policy Department at Occidental College in Los Angeles. I'm the invisible expert witness that the judge didn't allow to testify today, but the attorneys asked me to say a few words about what I had intended to say if the judge had allowed me to do so. Oakland has one of the worst housing crises in the country. One example of that is that there's something called the housing wage, which is how much a family needs to make in order to afford the average apartment in a city or a county. In the United States, the housing wage is about $23 an hour, which is about 4 times the minimum wage. In Oakland, the housing wage is $40 an hour. Wow. So if you don't make $40 an hour, you cannot afford to live in the typical apartment here in Oakland. Now, some people would say that's a tragedy. Some people would say that that is an unfortunate situation, which has led to the problems that the moms have faced. But in fact, it's not simply a matter of the invisible marketplace operating efficiently or inefficiently. There are people who make large profits on the disadvantages of other people and use speculation, meaning anticipating short-term market changes and then trying to take advantage of them for a quick buck, for a short profit, and then to move on. And Oakland has been raped by speculators. It has been the center of Wall Street and other private equity and lenders coming into this city, scooping up, they're called bottom feeders, scooping up foreclosed buildings, foreclosed single-family homes where people used to own their own homes, who were taken advantage of by predatory lenders and found to be then pushed out through foreclosure, and then scooping up those foreclosed homes and holding on to them. The attorney for the plaintiff today said that building has been empty on Magnolia Street for 2 years.
2 years.
There are people on the streets of Oakland who need places to live, and yet there are many buildings that are vacant. The city did a study earlier this year that found out that the number of homeless people in Oakland has more than doubled since 2015. There are over 4,000 homeless people. in Oakland. Nationally, there are about a little more than 500,000 homeless people. Half of all the homeless, unsheltered people in the country live in California.
No.
And of all the homeless people in the United States, about 2/3, 65%, live in shelters, and about 35% live on the street. It's the reverse in Oakland. 78% of the homeless in Oakland live on the street, live in parks, live in vacant buildings, live in cars, live in vans,
In tents.
and live in tents. So this is not a situation that is inevitable. And so the final point I want to make is that the predatory, speculative companies like Wedgwood that owns this building are making big profits by treating Oakland like it's a monopoly board. And if you don't believe me, if you go to the Wedgwood offices in Redondo Beach, California, in Southern California, there is a big monopoly board on the wall. They take pride in that business model. In fact, they pride themselves on what they call fix and flip. They call themselves the biggest fix and flipper speculative company in the country. In this situation, they want to flip, but they have no intention to fix. And there's another fix for this situation. The moms are part of that fix. The city needs to do more. The county needs to do more. The country needs to do more. And your presence here says that the housing crisis can be fixed, that the speculative real estate lobby does not have to dominate. And my final point is that in 2008, the entire housing market in the country crashed because of speculative real estate investors preying on people in communities like Oakland. We should learn the lesson 10 years, 12 years later, not to do it again. Thank you.